we go. All right, I'm gonna let Charlene go ahead and get started. I'm still kind of messing with this and trying to get it in presenter mode, but go ahead, Charlene, if you want to get us started.
Oh, it looks great, Melissa. I was
Okay.
trying to figure out the closed caption thing and I have not been able to figure it out. The only
No,
thing that I found, and sorry, everybody, technical difficulties
I know,
always
right?
at the beginning of every meeting, is that if you can go into your Zoom settings as the host and activate live transcription, that might need be the last step that's needed. So
Okay, I'll give that a shot.
yeah,
Okay, let me
if
try to
you can
make this.
find it, because I was unable to find that setting, but I'm the
Yeah.
co-host, so I'm not sure. Um,
Okay.
well, hello everyone. Happy New Year. So nice to see so many faces. I am Charlene Sun-Rigby. I am the president of the board and co-founder of the STXBP1 Foundation. It's hard for me to believe that we started this organization in 2017. It really has been, it seems, I mean, it has been a huge investment, but it also seems like yesterday when, we all were able to get together and, decide to take this, journey together of starting a foundation. But I'm really amazed to see how our community continues to grow and, to see some people I know well on this call, and also some names I haven't met before. So looking forward to meeting all of you. So I have an 11-year-old Juno who right now is upstairs looking for airplanes. She is lying on our bed and she has gotten really fascinated by airplanes. So that is her afternoon activity right now. We live in San Francisco, so on the West Coast of the US with a couple of the other board members. And I so I guess that Juno is my STXer. I also have a 14-year-old, Luca, who is her big brother. Um, I think, Melissa, I am supposed to introduce Mark and Jim, right? And have them introduce themselves. So I'm going to pass things over to Mark Quinlan to introduce himself. He is our new executive director. He's been on board for, I think, 4.5 weeks. So we're just really delighted. We, as you know, have been we and still are a working board, and um, we have really gotten to the point where we realize that in order to achieve all of the important work that we need to over the next couple of years, we need to, continue to bring in people to advance the organization more on a full-time basis. So Jim, who I know many of you know, but will have the opportunity to introduce himself in a couple minutes, has been our scientific director and will continue to be our scientific director, of course. But we also needed to bring somebody on to really manage and grow the operational side, and all of the things that we have been kind of managing as our night jobs, in terms of everything from marketing to fundraising to managing the growing operations that we have. So I'm really delighted to introduce Mark, and would love it if he said a few words. Mark has an extensive background in nonprofit management and also has experience in the rare disease world. So, Mark, I'll hand things over to you.
All right. Thank you, Charlene. Yeah, and that was a great introduction. That covered most of what I was going to talk about. So, um, yeah, as Charlene said, I'm Mark Quinlan. I'm the new executive director for the STXBP1 Foundation. As you can see on the slide, I live in Coburg, Oregon, which is a small community right outside of Eugene, Oregon, here on the West Coast of the United States. I always like to, I guess, start these kind of introductions by letting people know that I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist, nor am I a rare disease parent. I live in Oregon here with my wife, Cheryl, and we have a daughter, Sydney, that is 26 now, and she lives up in Portland, Oregon, and doing great. But my background, like Charlene said, is really in, excuse me, nonprofit management, kind of organizational development. That's what I've done throughout my career in a variety of different settings. The most relevant one to you guys probably is for the last 7 years, I did work for another rare disease support organization as their executive director. That was the Fanconi Cancer Foundation. And what that organization did, there were some similarities. The disease wasn't similar. That disease was Fanconi anemia, which causes bone marrow failure and then ultimately cancer in individuals that get it. But similar to STXBP1, it's a very rare disease. We knew of about 1,200 people worldwide that had the disease, very similar to this population. And what we did there was we raised money, funded research, and therapies, and then also supported the families that were affected by the disease, like you guys. So taking that experience, I had this opportunity present itself, and I was super excited to kind of take what I've learned in the rare disease community at the Fanconi Cancer Foundation and now apply it to kind of a new community of rare disease families. So I guess to describe, Charlene described a little bit kind of what my role as the executive director is. It is a new role, as she said. The organization has never had an executive director before, but they've had an incredible board of directors that has done amazing things to get us where we are today, which should be applauded. And that was one of the things that really excited me about this opportunity, seeing how much had been done without a true professional as an executive director. So I've been in the job a little over a month now, I guess. And really, I guess when I look at what my role will be, it is to, work closely with the board of directors to make a more scalable organization. And I guess what I mean by that is we want to do more. And so we need to have the systems and the I guess, procedures in place to allow us to grow and do more as an organization. And that's kind of a lot of what my experience is helping organizations do that type of thing. So that'll be a big focus of my role. I'll provide strategic leadership and also oversee the day-to-day operations of the organization. It takes a lot to do things like this, and right now the board has been doing it all. Except for Jim. I don't want to discount what Jim's been doing for the organization for sure, but it takes a lot, and I think we're trying to make that transition into more of a professionalized organization where there is somebody like me leading the operations of the organization and also working with the board to provide that strategic leadership on where we're headed. Developing a fundraising strategy is going to be a huge priority. We want to increase revenue. It all starts with money. And we've done a good job of raising money in the organization, and especially in working with the biopharma industry to bring in dollars from them to help support the initiatives and work that we're doing. It's been fantastic so far. So we want to grow that and also grow just our general fundraising, look for grant opportunities, all those things that can bring in more revenue so that we can do more for all of you. Yeah, and then just building programs to kind of educate and support the STXBP1 community. You are the people we serve. And so my job is to make sure that we're, expanding and growing the programs that are in place, but also looking at other opportunities for you guys so that we can make, the quantity and quality of life of your STXers better. That's really, really what we want to try to do. So I guess to close, I'm dedicated to fulfilling the organization's mission, again, through successful programming, community engagement, and generating more revenue is really what my focus is. So I'm thrilled to get to meet some of you here today. And, as I continue in my tenure, I'm sure I'll meet more of you, especially at events and things like that. I'm super excited about that. But yeah, I'm super happy to be here and looking forward to working with all of you. So thank you for the welcome. And I guess I turn it back to Charlene now to introduce Jim.
Great. Thank you, Mark. And Mark joins us at a pretty interesting time because, first of all, we are in the third year. We're entering the third year of our 3-year strategic plan, Fast Forward. And, our goal with Fast Forward is we've already been moving fast, but to accelerate our efforts even more to advance therapeutic development for STXBP1. And Jim Goss has been a key driver in making that happen. And so I'm really delighted to introduce him. So I think, Jim, you just had your anniversary with us in November. Is that right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yes, so Jim, I think Jim has been with us since 2021 and is directing our, scientific work. And, this area has just been such frankly, exciting area in terms of the last few years. We have, as a community in, 2019, gone from no therapies in development to now we have over 16 therapies that are in development in academic institutions as well as in industry. And we have the potential for two gene therapies to go into clinical trials this year, as well as a potential phase 3 trial for Ravicti. And so there's a huge amount of exciting work that is going on, and we're really lucky to have Jim, helping to shepherd, this work forward with, in a collaborative way with our ecosystem. So I will hand things over to Jim to introduce himself.
Thanks, Charlene. Yeah, so as Charlene said, I just started my 4th year with the foundation in November, and I can't believe it's already been this long or this short a period of time. I mean, time has really flown by. But to give you a little bit of background on myself, so I've been a working neuroscientist for over 30 years. I hate to age myself, but I've been around for a while now, and I spent probably the majority of my career actually in academia. I started at the University of Southern California and then moved to University of Pittsburgh, and I've been in the Pittsburgh area ever since, and that was way back in the early 90s. And so during all this time, I've been doing a lot of research in neuroscience, and particularly in developing drugs for neurological disorders. And so when I was at the University of Pittsburgh, I did a lot of research on gene therapies for various neurological disorders. And I've kind of specialized in what we would call preclinical drug development, which is trying to shepherd a drug from the bench to the bedside until the point that the drug or a drug is tested in people into clinical testing, although I've also done some stuff in clinical testing as well. But most of my research life has been in trying to do drug development. And so from academia, I have moved to the private sector. I worked in small biotech companies and in a large pharmaceutical company. And I did that for several years and then made the move to nonprofit several years ago. This is my 3rd nonprofit I've worked for. The first nonprofit I worked for, I was working on developing anti-HIV therapies, specifically for women in sub-Saharan Africa. And I'm happy to say that one of the things that I worked on was approved and is being utilized in Africa. From there, I moved to another nonprofit that was looking for a gene therapy for neurofibromatosis. Neurofibromatosis is one of the most common genetic neurological disorders. Some strides were made in that. And then from there, I've moved to the STXBP1 Foundation, and it's been just fantastic opportunity. And I think that in the last 3 years, we've done an amazing amount of work and have really moved forward at an incredible rate. And I especially want to bring forward the natural history study, the STAR study and the real importance of that. I don't think, I think it's hard for a lot of people to really understand how important having a natural history study is for a rare disease like STXBP1. Charlene mentioned the fact that we've gone from having almost no drugs being developed for STXBP1 to having 16 drugs being developed currently for STXBP1, and that is being developed both in the pharmaceutical companies and at academic sites. And a large reason for that is because of the data that we collect in the disease, especially in the natural history study. And so the more data that and the better that we understand STXBP1, the more risk we take away from drug companies in developing a drug for STXBP1, because they know if they test the drug, how they need to test it, what they need to look for, how they can measure changes in reaction to the drug to prove to the FDA that their drug is having an effect. And they can base all of that on the data that we collect as part of our natural history study. And so it is vitally important, not only the natural history study, but again, some of the other things, the ways that we collect clinical data, Simon Searchlight and Citizen and RareX and these types of platforms all make a huge difference or a huge benefit to people who are developing drugs for our disorder. So thank you for the family members who take part in this. I mean, you are the champion. So without you taking an active role in everything that we do, there would be nothing for me to do, really. So it's all you. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you, Jim. Hey, Charlene, you mentioned fast forward. Jim mentioned the pipeline. So I just pulled it up here. You want to give a quick little rundown on what this is, and so people can kind of understand?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is on the page on our website that off of About and Strategic Plan, and did I say it right? It's off the About page. Okay, good. Oh, and it outlines our strategic plan, including the 4 pillars. But I'll zoom into what Melissa is showing, which is our therapeutic pipeline and the change and growth that's happened since 2019. So you can see that, and some of you will remember that we had a repurposed drug that had been identified at Weill Cornell by Jacqueline Barret's team, and we were working to take forward a clinical trial for phenylbutyrate. And we were very lucky that once that therapy had been identified, that both the $1 Million Bike Ride as well as Clara Inspired made that first clinical trial possible. And so if we fast forward from that date, we had a very, very big growth from 2019 to 2022. And I'll just hop forward because to the last screen, which shows Q2 2024. And what you can see is that now we have a very varied pipeline. So with different types of therapies, if you look on the left, we have small molecules, we also have gene therapies, and we have RNA therapies. And so what this allows us to do, and I know that Heather Jones is always either agreeing with me or laughing at me in terms of, I always say I want us to have more shots on goal, because we know that not all therapies are going to work. And sometimes that's because of the science, and the therapies need to progress through those sets of experiments to know whether they work from a science standpoint. And other times there can be other factors, including, it is frankly been a difficult economic time in the life sciences sector. So, more of these lines means that we have more opportunities to, bring therapies to our patients. The other thing I wanted to point out was that a therapy may work for one cohort, one group of patients in our community, but not another, or work better in a certain cohort. And so this also gives us more opportunities for therapies for more patients. So very excited about this. There's obviously a lot to do, and we're just really thankful that we have Jim, in leading us here on the science side, and frankly, a fantastic ecosystem of researchers who are really committed to STXBP1. So I will hand things, Melissa, you're going to lead the board introductions?
Yes, I was trying to get back to my slides. Sorry about that. I thought I had them open in the background. Here we go. All right, so I want to go ahead and introduce you to the rest of our board, and I'm going to start with, let me share, with Jackie Steinberg, who very so excited that she has little Alex with her. So Jackie, I'll let you go ahead and introduce yourself.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Jackie Steinberg. Can you guys hear me? Good. Okay. Alex is with me. He's my STXer. He's my youngest son. In the photo, he's the little one in the bottom. I do have a 9-year-old son as well. He's the one with the white headband, and my husband Eric, who's peeking over his shoulder in the photo. We live just outside, like between Baltimore and Washington, D.C. in Ellicott City, Maryland. And I've been a part of the board since, I want to say it's like November or December of 2020. It's a blur because it has gone by so fast. I'm so proud of the people on this board, and just even the people in this community. You guys are all fantastic. I'd like to also put in a word about the STAR study. That's like one of the things that we really focused, especially in like doing things like study engagement, is getting the word out about it. And if you're able to take a look at it, we have information on the website. And if you have questions, just, send us an email.
Thank you, Jackie. Up next, Christina.
Hi, everybody. I'm Christina Brennan. That's my STXer in the background. That's Tristan. He's 12 in the forefront of our photo, which is a little dated. It's from Colorado last time. I also have a 17-year-old son who is in high school. We live in New York, Long Island, New York, not far from Manhattan. I am in my 3rd year on the board and just privileged to be a part of it. My role is the secretary. I have a marketing and a legal background, so I hopefully play a part in getting some of those things done. And I'm just, again, privileged to be a part of it. And my son will, I'm sure, make an appearance at some point throughout this. I'll show him to you. Thanks all.
All right, next up, I think we have Russ. Let me check, Russ. Let's see if you're up next. Yep, there you go.
There I am. Hey, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon. Can you hear me? Excellent, thank you. So my name is Russ Novi. I live in Danville, California. This is my family here. You can see Katie in the center. And up standing behind her is her fraternal twin sister, Allison, who is not afflicted with the disorder. She's a senior up at University of Oregon. Go Ducks. And that's my partner, John, on the left. I am also one of the original co-founders, so I've been with y'all and working hard on this for a long time. And I cover off 2 functional areas for us. The first will be marketing and brand. And with the marketing, one of my projects that you can think of as an example would be the website. And I love keeping our website current, managing the homepage, banner ads, or any of the pages throughout the site. So that's a fun project. I like doing that. I work closely with Jared and Christine on that. And the second functional area would be communications. And an example of what I do there would be our monthly newsletter. So that's a beast to pull together, but we have a good cadence going. Month after month. I think you all find it interesting. Got some really good industry breaking open rates and
Russ, we're losing you. All right.
You're gonna come
I
back.
think
And
yep. Go
yeah,
ahead.
and quick thanks to Sean Oglesby for her help on the newsletter. She is our main volunteer with working with Russ on the newsletter, which is amazing.
Yeah, I was hoping she was going to be here so that we could give a shout out to her. But if you guys happen to see Sean Oglesby in one of the parent groups, tell her thank you. She really helps Russ every single month with that newsletter, which has just been awesome. Without her, we couldn't do it. I mean, we couldn't do it. It would not be possible. All right. So up next, Jared.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jared, and there's yeah. There's Abel, who's our neurotypical son. He's 6 years old. His sister, our STXer Georgia, is right here. Georgia, you want to say hi?
Stay there, Mom.
Okay. My wife Laura, who helps us with all sorts of marketing and graphic design stuff.
Got a new toy on Amazon.
I'm going to feature something new at the end of this slide that Laura created. So yes, very exciting. Thank you, Laura.
Of course. Happy to.
I work mostly with the technology side of things. I work on the website and those sorts of things. So yeah, it's been a pleasure, and yeah, nice to meet everybody.
Kids have grown up a little bit since this picture. Very cute. Okay, moving on. So I will introduce Danielle, and I should actually go back in our slides and introduce Heather. I didn't mean to skip over her. Danielle wasn't able to make it today, but Danielle is our newest board member. She is our Director of Development. So if you plan on doing a fundraiser, she is going to be the one who will be contacting you. So she's going to be working closely with Mark to do fundraising. And Danielle is just incredible. She, in her day job, she's also a fundraiser. So this is her life. So it's very exciting that we have her on the board. And she has twins also fraternal twins, Cece and Marshall. And Cece is her STXer. So I love this picture of them from the summit. I just love that. And then I'll go ahead and introduce myself. And if you haven't seen this picture, it's because it's hot off the press. We just took a trip to Hawaii, and I was so thrilled to be able to get this picture of our family. So I'm Melissa Hiyoko. I'm the Director of Community Engagement and Events. I'm mom to Alex. Here he is right here. He's 19 years old. And my daughter, Emily, the beautiful one here next to my husband. And then my husband, Jason. And we live in Roseville, California. So another West Coaster on the board. I think we outnumber the East Coasters now. I feel like we do. I
Russ
think
plays
we
both
might.
sides.
What was that? Is it an even split?
No, Russ is from
No.
both sides.
No,
Russ.
we still are outnumbered, Melissa.
Okay.
Even if we count Russ 100%, we're still
Yeah,
outnumbered.
we claim Russ.
I
Anyways,
love New Jersey.
it's pretty funny that we literally have like all the way to the west and all the way to the east. There's really nobody in the middle. So when we're having to plan board calls and different things, we have to keep everybody's time zones in consideration. So I'm also one of the original board members from 2017 when we started the foundation, and I've held various roles on the board, but I would say that this role is my favorite, and this is where I think this is where I belong. So super excited to be engaged with the community. I see a lot of you guys on here. So happy to see everybody. And I'm just gonna let me stop sharing. I'm gonna go back to Heather's slide real quick and just do a quick introduction for Heather. Heather is our treasurer. Hold on, let me go back to her slide. And she picked out this picture for you guys. She said to me, I need to show this picture because it shows the joy of Camden, and Camden is her STXer. So this was a picture that they just took, I think not too long ago, and she said, this is the one. This is the one I need to show. So I just love this. He's so happy and so excited in the hot tub. So Heather is our treasurer. She's also an accountant in her real job. She does this for, all the time. She also has two other children, Clara and Ralston, and lives in North Carolina. So we're so excited to have Heather on the board. She's just amazing with our keeping everything on track with our financials and budget and all of that. So can't say enough about Heather and everything she does.
Yeah, and I'll just actually jump in and say that with the professionalization, that Mark brings, and also, that Heather has had in terms of our finance, this is incredibly important to us. Obviously, all of the funds that we raise, from the community and other funders, we are personally committed to making sure that we steward those funds as responsibly as possible to further this important mission for our community. We also have reached a new phase in terms of having contracts with some biopharma who are helping to fund the STAR study. And so, having Heather in terms of her ability to, her accounting background, and Mark in terms of his operational management, it really is a great thing to have. So I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah, we have, you guys, we just have amazing people on the board, and then now our two staff that we have. I think, it just really rounds us out with everything that we do. So you guys probably heard mentioned several times our mission, that everything we do is driven by our mission. And so here's our mission: to create awareness in the disorders associated with STXBP1, to fund and drive research to accelerate discovery of a cure. One day we hope we don't exist. That is our goal. To provide families with tools to help them understand the disease and how to get involved. To advocate to improve early detection. To foster activism to help change policies in favor of orphan diseases, which STXBP1 is considered an orphan disease. And then to improve the lives of our STXBP1 family, including you. So this is our mission, and this is what drives us. And every year we look at this and we reevaluate our goals. And so we just went through that. We reevaluated it based on our mission. Are we doing these things? How can we do this better? And so I hope that you will see that we are continuing to live out this mission as the foundation and everything that we do. Okay, our next one. So Russ mentioned our website. I'm just going to go through some different areas of our website really quick, because I would love to show you everything that we have for families. I don't know if you've really ever taken the time to really look at everything that we have for the community. But here's our website. You can see Russ was talking about that banner up at the top. So whatever's going on is going to be here at the very top. You can see our mission statement again right here. There's some different statistics here. But then I wanted to take you to a few places on our website. So the first one is our contact list. If you are a parent on this call and you have not registered in our contact list, please go to Parents and Families on our site and go to register in our contact list. When you do that, you'll come here and fill out this form. This will get you onto our list so that anything that's happening with research, anything that's happening within the community, we will keep you updated on all of that information. You will also be added to our newsletter, and so you'll be able to see every month what's happening within the foundation and then also in the community. So this is really important. If you are not a parent, but you still want to get on our mailing list, you would click right here, and that'll take you to our mailing list where you'll be able to get the newsletter and any other emails that we have that provide information. The other place that I wanted to go to was the world map. So when you do that form, when you fill out the form, you have the option of adding yourself to the world map. Parents, parents have the option of adding themselves to the world map. And it's very exciting to be able to look at our world map and to see our community growing. This is what it looks like right now. And what's really awesome about the world map is if you click on a particular area, it will show you the different areas where there are STXers who have registered. So some people choose not to register, but those who have registered, you'll see are here. And you can decide to put their name in, or they can be anonymous. By the way, this is a new family. I was not aware of them. I'm thinking I need to reach out to them. I know exactly where they live. Okay. And so you can see where everybody's located, and some of them you can see their names and how old they are. If you decide that you want to be contacted, you can put that in that form. There's a question that says, do you want to be contacted by another family? And if you do, then if another family asks to connect with you, then we can connect you via email. So that is an option to be able to connect with other families. Also, back to what, actually, I'm going to skip ahead. I'm going to skip here, and then I'm going to go back to the Get Ready, Jackie. Speaking about connecting with families. So we have started what's called STXBP1 Community Connect. This is a program that is serving to do multiple things to be able to amplify STXBP1, amplify awareness, also to make connections between families and parents, and then also to educate. So we'll be setting up different webinars. We've had some in the past where you can see there were some different ones down here, and the recordings are available. There was one on CVI, getting clinical trial ready. There was one on AAC that you can watch here. And then the other thing that I wanted to show you is state experts. These are people within the states who, I wouldn't say they were necessarily experts. It's a fun name we came up with, but what they are STXBP1 families who are available to provide resources for you that are state specific to that particular state. And when you click on here, you'll be taken down where you can see where we have state experts available, and then you can click on the different states to see who your state expert is and what the resources are that they've been able to provide. You can also connect with your state expert by filling out this form. And what's very exciting, I haven't even told my fellow board members yet, we have 2 new states. We have 2 new states. So we have Oregon. We got Oregon, Mark. We have a state expert now in Oregon, and New York. So we now have a state expert for New York as well. I just talked with her yesterday. So I'm just getting them up to speed, and we'll be adding them very soon. So if you live in any of these states, I encourage you to reach out to your state expert. All right. So going back real quick to something that Jackie had mentioned is our Get Ready program. So what is Get Ready? Jackie, do you want to give a quick rundown on what it is?
Sure.
And just so you know, hold on, let me see where you find that on our website. Where did I find this? I think you go to clinical trials and research. And there it is, Get Ready. So there it is. Go ahead.
Yeah, so a little background on this. In previous years, what we had been kind of as a campaign was all in. And that was the idea, was that we would, like there's a couple of partners that we participate in with, like Simon Searchlight, Citizen, and Rare X. And like you guys, you answered the call. You registered for these different programs, and you did an amazing job. But one of the things that we wanted to focus on is now that we have this STAR natural history study, we really want to emphasize some of the factors related to that. And what we did is we took a breakdown of, and there's a webinar. Okay. There's some key things that we were pulling out of in the Get Ready campaign, just kind of help prioritize, not necessarily like one and done, but prioritize efforts like filling out certain surveys, or like finding your genetic report and uploading it into the Rare X platform. So it's helpful to go back to that link And then you can see there's a list. It's kind of like a checklist that you can go down and say, did I do this? Did I do that? And then these are just some priority places that you can help in terms of where you can first focus your efforts. So that is the Get Ready campaign. And if you have any questions about it, please let me know.
So Get Ready means we're getting our community ready for clinical trials. And this is a very exciting time as we showed you all of those therapies in the pipeline. But we need to do certain things to make sure that when those therapies are ready for clinical trials, that we as a community have done certain things, because these things are going to be necessary for us to make sure that clinical trial is successful. Not necessarily that the drug works, but that the clinical trial is able to show if it works or if it doesn't work. And so these are the critical items that we're asking families to do. And so this checklist, I plan to email it to everybody who registered for this call. And these are the things that we're asking you to do to help get ready for clinical trials, help our community get ready for clinical trials. This does not guarantee that your child will be in a clinical trial, but this is helping us as a community to make sure that we have done certain things so that when it's time for those clinical trials to start, that we have everything in place that we need to have in place. Did you want to say anything to that, Charlene? You're unmuted already, I think.
Oh, I think that was great.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you had unmuted to say something. Okay.
No, I'll say something. No,
yeah,
I'll
go
add
ahead.
to that, Melissa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is all when I talked about de-risking our STXBP1 disorder for pharmaceutical companies. This is all part of that de-risking strategy. And again, this is having additional and more information makes us more attractive for a drug company to develop drugs. And I will say one other thing about genetic reports. So you cannot be part of a clinical trial if you do not have a genetic report. I can guarantee that will be a requirement to have if you want your child to be in a clinical trial. They will need to have a genetic report. So if you don't know where it is, or if you haven't uploaded it yet, you may want to think about finding that or contacting your physician, or where you had if you know where that testing was performed, to get that form, just so you have it. And if you have it, upload it to RareX, and it'll just make life easier moving forward.
Yep.
I will also say that if you have trouble finding it, there are other ways that you can get it. If you're participating in Citizen and you're fully onboarded, there are ways that you can locate that test result, because they pull, at least in the US, they pull all of the information from the hospitals that you've listed. So you would have to make sure that not only are you onboarded, but you've listed the hospitals or places that your child or the person as the caregiver you've listed on there, and they'll go and they'll pull those records. So they may already be there. And then also, if you're a participant of Simons, there is a way that you can go through that platform too and select to have them also help you in pulling that genetic report. And if you need any assistance with that, you can also reach out to me and I can help with that. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Okay, just a couple more quick things. We talked about Community Connect. I just wanted to show you that we have some family resources on our website. These are all resources that families may want to check into for different things that you might need for your STXer. And then we also, for siblings, in case you didn't know this, we have special VIP sibling kits for siblings. And these are kits that can be ordered, or you can download them. So it says right here, you can order the kit, download the kit, and they're also available in Spanish. So this is really fun for our siblings, so that we make sure that they know that they're very important in our families. And then the last thing that I wanted to cover, which I'm super excited about, is our upcoming summit. So every year we have an annual summit. This year it will be in Colorado. Right now on our website, we have some general information, but you guys get a sneak peek, because this is the first time we're sharing this. the theme for this year is Trailblazing Together, and we will be going back to Colorado, to Westminster, Colorado. It was a great conference facility there. We absolutely loved it. So any family member who wants to join us, you can bring your kids, you can come without your kids, whatever you would like. We will have applications for family travel scholarships. So we do give out so many of those travel scholarships to cover some of the costs of travel. Our hotel room link is ready. It will be posted this week, so you can start reserving your hotel at the Westin Westminster. And then registration for the actual conference will be coming up in February or March. So very excited. And this is the graphic design that Laura created. So thank you again, Laura, for all of your amazing skills with your graphic design. We appreciate you. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, so I think I only had one other thing, and then I want to see if anybody has any questions. Let me see if I can, let me do this. I wanted to just share one other thing. I added this on at the last minute. Rare Disease Day is coming up. STXBP1 is considered to be a rare disease. Rare Disease Day is on February 28th, unless it's a leap year, and then it's on February 29th. And the zebra is the symbol for rare diseases and for rare disease patients. So we kind of refreshed our Science Plus Love Equals Cure shirt that you can see I have on right now, but instead of having the red heart, we have a zebra heart. So this is a special design just for Rare Disease Day. I love it. And there are all kinds of styles and colors available. And where do you find that? You can go to our website. So let me go back to our website. If you go to our website under, which one is it? About. Is it about? No.
I think it's get involved and go
Get
to
involved.
store.
There you go. Get involved and then store. Also, look at our social media. We have it up on our social media right now as well. So, and then you can go to our store where we have all of the different shirts, hats, sweatshirts, onesies, the whole thing. So you can spread some awareness on Rare Disease Day. All right, so that is the end of our presentation for you guys today, but we want to meet you. And so anybody who would like to introduce themselves, I know we only have about 5 more minutes. But if anybody wants to introduce themselves, if anybody has any questions, we would love to hear from you. I can recognize some of you guys already on this call. So anybody want to go ahead and introduce themselves or ask any questions?
I'm Katie, and this is my STXer Madison. She's 14. We are in Virginia, and we are super excited to be heading back to CHOP on Thursday for our second natural history study on Friday. So we're very excited.
Nice.
And I thank you, all of you, for everything that you do. And the hope is just exhilarating right now. So it's keeping us going.
Katie and Madison, that's wonderful. I just want to also, since we're talking about visits and, what we're really needing to have families do is go twice a year. There is funding, there is travel reimbursement. So if you are not aware of it and you need travel reimbursement, please reach out to us at either info@STXBP1 disorders or research@STXBP1 disorders, and we can give you the information on it.
Yeah, and under patients and families, you can find enroll in the STAR study, and you can get more information on the STAR study. You can see the different locations down here and the contacts for those locations. Whether you're already in the STAR study or you want to get started, you would just reach out directly to the contacts here. And then right here, we want to help you with any travel costs that you may have. So please go to the website where you can find out more about the travel reimbursement. But like Charlene said, if you have any questions about the STAR study, the travel reimbursement, or just anything, you can email us at info@stxbp1disorders.org. That will come to us, and then we'll make sure you get to the right person. All right, anybody else would like to introduce themselves,
Oh.
ask any questions? Oh,
Not
sorry.
not introduced, but I also wanted to put a plug in too with the STAR study to also not forget after the visit to do the surveys as well. So there's some surveys that are going to be loaded into the RareX platforms. Don't forget to do those as well. Thank you.
If you have questions, just let us know. Hey, looks like somebody woke up there in Australia.
Yes, hello, I'm Janita. This is Ashana. She is my 6-year-old STXer, and I run the main Facebook group to sort of the global one that connects all the new families and everyone together.
I love it. I love it.
Hi.
Good morning. Good morning.
Say hi. She's more interested in the Wiggles, which is on TV.
Of course, I would be. Anybody else would like to introduce themselves or ask any questions?
I'll
Hey
say
there.
hi, everybody. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Anna. Go ahead.
So, just say hi. I'm Anna Thomas. My daughter Ella is 21, and we're in Pennsylvania, and I'm your Pennsylvania state expert. So don't judge that by how much information I put on that website, but I am happy to talk to anybody who wants to find out more about resources in Pennsylvania.
Awesome. I think I already sent somebody to you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome. Yep. So we're having people reach out and then we're making those connections. I love it. Thank you, Anna.
Absolutely.
Tell Ella we said hi.
I will. She's in the other room.
Anybody else?
I'll say hello.
Right.
I'm Jordan Payne. I've got a daughter here, Vivian, who's 2.5. So we just got our diagnosis about a week ago.
Oh
So
my gosh, Jordan. Jordan,
Jordan, yeah,
welcome to the family.
thank
I
you.
know it's not a family you really wanted to join, but
Yeah.
I hope that you feel welcome. And where do you guys live?
Yeah. So the videos that were on your site have been very useful. Been kind of consuming them over the past week on video and stuff, and it's just been very, very useful. We're up in Canada, so we're not in the United States, but we're close by. So I guess my question would be about the STAR study for Canadians, if it's open or not. We're not against traveling, but I'm not sure if there's any Canadians taking part in the study at this point. But
There
that'd be my
are.
only question for now.
There are some, at least one family is going to CHOP, and there may be two families. Sorry, I just lost you. Oh, there you are, Jordan. We have a few folks who have been country liaisons who we can connect you with. We have been in discussions, and actually there was an email thread that we were going back and forth with Vincent Bernier, who's in Quebec, and then a couple of other parents about whether it might be possible to start a STAR site in Canada as well. It would take some time because we would have to raise some funds, and there's obviously getting all of the research protocol going, but we have had some really good discussions with BC as well as with Sick Kids. So, but yes, Canadian families can come to the US sites.
Thanks.
Yeah, I just wanted to share this also. We have a Global Connect site also linked on our website where you can go and look to see if your country has a representative or has an organization. So there's Australia. And if not, then feel free to reach out to us and maybe we can get you connected with somebody from your country. And we would love to get you connected, Jordan, with other families. And it's funny you say that because I literally was just thinking the other day about doing a Canadian family meetup, like a virtual meetup, and kind of just get the ball rolling, right? And I think I might do that for the UK families as well because they're really wanting to connect as well. So let's see if we can't get you guys better connected, and then and then reach out to us about if you decide to come to the US for the STAR study, reach out to us and we can see how we might be able to help you. And then we'll try to connect you though with some other people in Canada. In fact, we have a dad who works a lot with us. Where's John? John
Toronto?
is
In Toronto.
Toronto. That's right. That's right. So we could definitely get you connected with John. He's been working with us since the beginning of our nonprofit. He's amazing.
Oh, yeah. And actually, I just wanted to mention, Jordan, that some of the parts of the visit are usually covered with insurance. So we would need to kind of, that would need to be navigated. But I think that actually speaking with the family that has already done this would help with figuring out the navigation. So we can, if you reach out and send an email to research at STXBP1 disorders, it'll get to Jim, Jackie, and me, and we can help you.